YouTube. What's up? 6.0 action today. If anybody that's built one of these cars before probably knows what that is. That's a start to the American Auto wire harness. I'm kind of over the bodywork right now, so I'm wanting to change it up, do something a little bit different than just getting dusty. I'm still getting dusty and sanding here and there, but I kind of just wanted to change the pace, so I figured might as well start on the wiring harness. And maybe I'd really like to be able to get this thing to start with a key, get the dash to light up, get the headlights working and stuff like that. And maybe get this thing functional, like running and driving, because the whole underside's done, but the body work just isn't done. But it's slow going with the body work. But if I can get it running and driving, stopping, that might kind of, renew my energy with this car, and then I can kind of put it around the garage and do some body work on it. A little bit easier, but probably wondering why I'm back in this old 2-car garage at home. It's because I sold my shop. Kind of a big change of pace for me. Back to just working on my own stuff. A lot of people just losing their minds on me when I said I sold my shop. Why would you do that? I don't understand, man. I don't get it. Why? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Whatever I want. That's the beauty of it. Look at me. It's Wednesday. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is, to be honest with you. It's not even noon yet on Wednesday, right? I just went and got chicken wings. I'm in my own garage, working on my own 64 on a Wednesday before noon. Why did I sell my shop? Come on, man. I mean, it doesn't get much better. I mean, I'm literally just hanging out, tinkering on my own stuff, waiting on my kids to get out of school so we can hang out. I'm not tired. I mean, I'm still dirty, but that's, it's my own dirt. I mean, honestly, it doesn't get much better than that. But yeah, I think a lot of people are curious as to exactly why I sold my shop. I mean, that's all fun and games. It's cool that it worked out and I'm able to do this right now, but a lot of reasons that kind of came together, all the stars aligned, and it just made the most sense to go this route. The bigger reasons I'd say that made me even look that direction as far as selling the shop or closing the shop was I got some health issues that popped up. They've been kind of hanging around for about the last year and a half. I've been hoping they would go away or get a little bit better at least, and they haven't. They've actually gotten worse. It's a nasty arthritis that some days it keeps me from walking. First 4 or 5 hours a day, it's pretty rough to even stay on my feet and keep in motion, but I'm working on it. Hopefully that'll get better, especially now that I don't have to go out and stand on the concrete for 10 hours a day and sand and paint. I don't know if the chemicals had anything to do with it, but we'll see, because I'm trying to get away from a lot of that stuff and just take it easy. So that was kind of the thing that even got me looking that way. And then the other thing is I did it. I mean, I set out to do this and I did it. I mean, there's really nothing else left that I wanted to do. I mean, yeah, it would have been cool, I guess, to have like a big, $1 million a year setup with a bunch of employees that was kind of on autopilot. But honestly, a business like that is never going to be on autopilot. It's one of those businesses that you have to keep. I mean, you just have to keep at it. You got to show up every day. You're fighting all the fights. Just for an owner to get out of the actual shop is a huge hurdle. Trying to find qualified people to get in there and do the work, and qualified people that don't expect to make more than the business is even making. The guys that I had, I truly appreciate. I mean, they were awesome. They're the only reason that the shop kept going as long as it did. Without those guys, I wouldn't have been able to do it. They picked up all the slack when I got to the point where I wasn't able to actually do the real aggressive hands-on stuff. I still painted everything until the last day, but that was about as far as my body would let me go, and even doing that was pretty difficult. So trying to find help is really difficult. That's going to be an ongoing battle. So that's another reason why I didn't see the long-term future in the shop. because, yeah, I mean, if you've never run a business, that's one of the things that I truly underestimated before starting this, is finding people that want to work and that are reliable. Because you'll spend weeks training these people, and then all of a sudden they don't show up. It's like, all right, you just lost weeks of training these people, because not very many people come in knowing how to do any body work. So that was another thing. And then it was getting very unrewarding. Like, don't get me wrong, I had some really great customers. Some people that really let me do my thing, like Cadillac Dan. He was probably one of my best customers as far as like custom painting goes. That dude just left his car with me, trusted me with it, you know, left me alone to do my thing. It was just the best customer that I had. And then I drove it down there to him, and he even had a little sign that he made me on his plasma table for the shop. That was pretty sweet. So I had some really good customers, but man, I had a lot of terrible customers. The people in this custom car restoration world, they're an odd group of people, especially when it comes time to talking to the paint guy. There's no solid cutoff point with the paint and body guy. People don't have a very clear view on where your services stop and where they start. You know, like you go to the engine builder, obviously he's not going to be reupholstering your seats. But people have this weird confusion on the paint and body guy, expecting them to do so much. I mean, you're expected to do suspension, frame, you know, just very involved things. Now, if they would just leave you alone to do paint and body, you know, it'd be a lot better. And you can explain that to them till you're blue in the face, but a lot of people just don't understand it. So the customers were starting to wear on me a little bit. Their expectations were, I mean, sky high. And it's that TV show car builder virus, I would call it, that is kind of soaked into people who don't do this every day, who just want to have one car done in their life. You know, they sit there and watch hours and hours and years of videos and shows on TV and on YouTube about people restoring cars, and they show you all the highlights and the fun stuff of restoring a car, and then they expect to have their car done in 2 weeks for $5,000, you know. And it's like, it was almost to the point where that was every single customer. If you did just go crazy on the car, throw every man you had on it, worked long hours, worked weekends, got the car painted, shined up, perfect, and back to them, they weren't even that happy, because they had to spend, you know, a decent amount of money. They didn't see that you put 500 hours of labor into the car. All they seen was the bill that they had to spend. People just didn't appreciate it. So it was to the point where it was super unrewarding work, like so many long hours. And then it's like, hey, car's done, come pick it up. Yeah, I'll be down there next week. Oh, what's the bill? $4,000 for a full repaint. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Stuff like that. So, yeah. So like I said, a lot of reasons. I could talk for hours on, you know, my complaints of the place, but it was a really good thing that I did. I was 30 days shy of 6 years exactly from the day I opened to the day I closed. And with those 6 years, I was able to support my family on that. My wife did work. She was a teacher's aide. But, you know, the majority of our funds all came from the shop. The shop had a lot of good, but it was wearing on me. Oh, and then also real estate went up. So the shop that I was in, I purchased that, and the value of that went up over the 3.5 years that I had that shop. So it just, man, there's just a lot of signs pointing to get out now. So I did. And that's where I'm at. So hopefully now that I don't have to go to work, I can actually finish my 64. So that's the goal, is to put some more hours into my car, get this thing roadworthy, painted. My official title is retired. See, I can't even close my hands. I can't even do air quotes very good. That's how bad this stuff is. But my official title is retired. And man, so many people, oh, you can't retire. How old are you? How old are you? You can't. Oh, you got so many years left. You got to keep working for the rest of your life. No, I don't. There's nothing anywhere that says you have to work for the rest of your life. The people that end up having to work for the rest of their life is they spend all their money trying to impress people that don't care about them, that are just as miserable as them. They think that they have to show up in a brand new car or wear brand new clothes or brand new shoes, go on all the crazy vacations just so they can take pictures and post on Instagram to get likes. Those are the people that end up having to work until they're dead. I've kind of set myself up for this moment, I guess you could say. Sounds kind of weird to say, but I've never been real extravagant with spending. Car hobby is definitely the worst thing I have under my belt as far as spending goes. I try to be responsible with it. Sometimes it gets out of hand, but that's my kryptonite, I guess, as far as like just being totally a frugal person. But like the newest car I have is 10 years old, you know? So I'm not real flashy. So my house is paid off. I don't have any car payments, obviously, on 10-year-old cars. A lot of people do. No disrespect, but so yeah, I think I'm just gonna enjoy retirement and do my own thing, work on my own stuff, fix all these freaking cars that I got out here. And in like 6 months, I had a truck get stolen, my main daily driver get totaled by a deer slammed into the side of it, and just smoked the side of it. The transfer case went out in my dually. We were out in Colorado, got stuck in a ditch with snow. It was like 4 foot of snow. It was like up to the top of the headlights. And I put it in 4-wheel drive and just let it eat. And it didn't like it. And blew out the transfer case in that. Transfer case went out in my wife's vehicle. It's still out. We've been driving it still. It just makes a lot of noise. Sounds like a bag of chains falling down the stairs. Radiator cracked while the transfer case is out. So, you know, that happened. And then I had a Mercury Grand Marquis. I love this car. I mean, it was just an old lady car, but a 2001 Mercury Grand Marquis. That thing ran and drove awesome. Just put all new suspension on the front end. I mean, everything. Everything that moves or has a bushing, brand new. Parked in the front of my house, somebody smashed into the back of it and drove off. Totaled that thing. All that happened within 6 months. So I've been losing vehicles left and right. And then my Mustang just, that thing's just got problems, man. It's my 5.0. Like a tranny line or something's broke on it, but that didn't happen recently. But yeah, truck stolen, 2 cars totaled, 2 transfer cases went out in 6 months. So I'm not saying everyone can drive 10-year-old or older vehicles because they do have some problems, but you got to be willing to do some work to them, you know? And I am willing to work on them. And now I got a little bit more time, but I'm rambling at this point. Just wanted to give you guys an update. You will not be seeing the shop anymore, which I'm grateful for. I don't know how you feel about it, but like I said, man, it doesn't get much better than this.